Now I start explaining the steps of hypothesis testing, right? And we say, what does it mean, hypothesis testing?
Assumption, plan.
Yes, you, as I said, hypothesis mean assumption or claim.
Claiming.
Okay. Or claim or conjecture. This is what I like. Okay. Okay, how many types of conjecture or claim I have, or hypothesis I have? I have two. All of this one equivalent to this one. You have null hypothesis. And you call it H naught. And you have another one called alternative hypothesis. And this is your original claim. Alternative hypothesis. And you call it HA, right? Fine. Now, how to test this one? You test this one. How many steps you have? You have first step. Yes. So I will just go for, before I start with the steps, I'll go for this test. You will have a right test or left test or two tail tests, right? This is depends on what? Depends on your alternative hypothesis. This is what they call it HA. A from the alternative, the word alternative, right? So if you have less than, you will go for the left. Two tail if you have not equal. Right if you have greater than. Okay, so simply you just go for this little graph. So this is the left tail. This is the right tail. Okay, and also when you have two tail, it means you have two critical value, right? This is what you call it two tail. Okay, so what is this tail? What is the value of this tail? Yes, this is alpha. This is also, this area is alpha. This area is also alpha. But when you have two tail, you split alpha into two pieces. This is alpha over 2. And this is alpha over 2, right? Okay, this is very important. I'll go for the steps now. Step 1, for the test, you find what? You write. Yes, this is a step 1.
Hypothesis.
Yeah, this is a step 1. You write the hypothesis. Step 2.
Determine level of
Yes,
significance.
you find the alpha. This is determine the level of significance. Alpha, the level of significance. If you don't have alpha and you're given the confidence interval, you just subtract 100 minus alpha confidence interval, sorry, minus the confidence interval, and you have the percentage of this one. And step 3,
it's find using the state.
yes, you find the critical value here, the critical value could be 1 or could be 2 in the two-tail, right? Step 4,
Find the stat value up to the test
yes, formula. Yes, find the stat value up to the formula. Okay, so you have this one. Next, step 5, yes, you grab this one. Yes, in this one, this is step 5. You just check your critical value is here or not. If your critical value, statistical value is coming here, in this area you accept H naught. H naught is accepted here. If your critical value, stat value is becoming in the rejection area, so they call this one, they call it the rejection area. This is accept H naught if your X is or stat value coming here. But in this, the shaded area is the rejection here. Here you reject H naught. Here also you reject H naught. Reject H naught. But as you come in here, accept H naught. Okay. Fine. Once you know you are going to reject or accept, you write the summary afterwards. You just write a summary. Okay. Now, this is in general. In any hypothesis testing, you follow the same steps. If you go for the hypothesis testing to compare the mean, hypothesis testing to compare mean or means, right? Yes, why I'm saying mean, if you have one sample, okay, S if we have two sample. What about if we have more than two sample? We will have another test, we call it ANOVA, analysis of variation. Okay, if you have more than two, we'll go for the ANOVA. Okay, but let's go for this one for 1 or 2. Fine. Which test you are going to do for one sample or two sample? You have two cases. Okay, this type of testing, you're having two type of tests. What is the two type of tests? I have to go for Z test or T test, right? Z test when sigma, the standard deviation of the population, given, or when the sample size n greater than 30. Okay, what about if we don't have a sample size greater than 30 and I don't have the value of the standard deviation of the population? So you go for t-tests then. So when n less than 30 and sigma is not given. Okay, that's very good. Now we know how to do this one, right? Okay. Once you know Z or T, okay, and you go for the steps up to the alternative hypothesis, you will see it is left tail, right tail, or two tail, right? I will start with sharing with you the two questions, right? I have this question for you. If you have this question number 1, is it one sample or two sample? Guys? Hello?
I think it is two.
Why two?
Two, doctor.
Both.
Why two?
Both gender, doctor, or?
Look at the table. Do you have two names?
No.
So what's the point of saying two sample? It is one sample. What is your variable here? Just to go, what is your variable?
One.
Only one variable, right? This variable is what? 1 year old, right?
Yes.
Okay. This is is your variable ratio, interval, nominal, or ordinal? Hello?
Ordinal.
Ordinal, it means you have names, colors. This is the value of your variable. This is quantitative first, right? So once I have quantitatives, I have ratio or interval.
Yeah.
The age is interval or ratio?
Ratio.
Yes, is ratio. Okay. This is very important. Okay. Now, let's go for, are you giving the standard deviation or not?
No.
The population standard deviation are given or not?
Yes.
Yes, it's given.
Yes, it's given.
Okay. How much is it?
2.61.
2.61.
I call it sigma is given. What is that? 2.61? This is given. So up to this one, I'm going to use what? Hello? Z test. So we use Z test. I'm just mentioning this one here, right?
Yes.
So Z test, one sample or two sample?
One sample.
I have one variable and I have one sample. So I'll go for one sample, Z test, right? Let's do the steps. Are you given alpha or not?
No.
So we answer the first part, right? Solution. This is the first part, right? The second part. What is the hypothesis? I have two hypotheses, H naught and HA. What is H naught? It is mentioned in the here. He said the average height equal to what? 29. This is a null hypothesis. But what is written here is the conjecture, which is the alternative hypothesis, right? This is a question for the research. This is what they call it, the alternative hypothesis, right? Okay, so what is that? If you know the null hypothesis, what is the alternative hypothesis? The average is different from, what does it mean different? It means it's not equal, right? Once you have not equal, this one implies to I have right tail or left tail or two tail.
Two tail.
Okay, so this means we have Z test two tail. This is the right answer for the question number 1, right? Okay, fine. Now I'll go for question number 3. What's the question number 3? What is the level of significance? Are you given the level of significance in the question or not? Hello?
Yes.
How much is it?
2.61.
No, the 2.61 is written the population, the standard deviation of the population. This is not alpha.
It's not given.
It's not given. So it is up to you, right? Choose whatever you like. The option for alpha, you let the level of significance you have 5%, 1%, 10%, it's up to you. I will go for 5%. Do you agree with me? Can you please take a screenshot for both the question and the answer and put in the chat because of someone coming late?
Doctor, I didn't understand section 3.
Okay, section 3, the question is saying what is the level of significance you use, right? It means what's the value of alpha. The value of alpha here is not given in the question, right?
Yes.
This is why I have to assume 1, right?
Okay.
What is the option you have all the time? 5%, 1%, 10%. This is the 3 options when you are using the table. But when you are using the software, you can choose alpha whatever, 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, whatever, right? Catch it?
Okay. Yes.
Okay, now we have the screenshot for this one because I'm going for the next page.
Okay.
Question number 4. What are the critical value? So I said we have 2 tail, right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes, so from step 2, we have 2 tail, right? 2 tail, Z, 1 sample, Z test. So it is better to go for the graph like this one and see what is the first critical value, the left one, and what is the critical value for the right one. This is the rejection area. Do you have the Z table? So here, this is Z and this is Z. The right Z should be positive, the left Z should be negative. So it is enough to have only one of them. So this one will be Z for alpha over 2. This will be negative. This one will be z of 1 minus alpha over 2, right? This one will be positive. So if you have z negative table, you will go for z alpha over 2. If you have z positive table, you go for z of 1 minus alpha over 2. Okay? Z alpha over 2 is z 5% divided by 2. Okay? And this is z of 1 minus 5% over 2. So this z will be z for 0.995. What is this? 75. Is it okay? Is it right? And this one will be z for, yes, 0.5% is 2.5%, so it will be 2.5. Is it correct?
No.
Why?
0.025.
Yes, okay. 0.25. You know why I know it is wrong? Because if you add this one to this one, you should have what? 1, right?
Yeah.
Now go for the z table. If you have the negative z, negative, okay, so you will go for looking for 0.025 and you say, see what is the z. Okay, if you have the positive z table, you will go for 0.975 and you go for the z and you go for the second decimal here, right? Let's go and look for the z table from Google. Z table.
They send it in the chat.
Sorry?
They send it in the chat.
Okay, that's good. That's good. I'll go for the chat. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, now I have Z positive, right? No, this is not Z. Do you know how I did know it is not Z? Because you have degree of freedom. We don't have degree of freedom for Z table. So this is not. This is chi-square table. Okay? So please share us Z table, not chi-square. This is chi-square. So please be careful with using you have to use the right table. Catch it? Where is the Z table? I was going to my Google. Yes. Oh, sorry. I don't need. No, I don't like to go. This one I go for. Okay. This is the Z table. Okay. Can you find O point? Sorry. This is a problem with Googling anything. Okay, I go for the image. Okay, go for the image. And okay, I have it. So this is my Z. I'm looking for 0.975. Do you see 0.975 over here? Yes, I catch it. This is the one, right?
Yes.
What is the main value of Z? 1.9, right?
Yes.
What is the second decimal? I go up here. I found it into 0.5. Is it?
Plus 0.7.
0.96. What is it? 0.975. What is 0.975? Here it is, right? So I have to go for this one. 6, right? 0.06. So my Z will be my z corresponding to 0.975, which is this one, 1.9, and I add 6, right?
Yeah.
So my critical value is what? Yes, minus. Why I'm writing minus for the left one? Because I said both are the same. The z critical is 1.96 positive, and this one also will be the same value but negative, because I know my normal distribution, standard normal distribution, is symmetric around the value zeros. Okay, so I have the two critical value now, minus 1.96 and plus 1.96. The next step, remember these values, right? Next step, go for the step number what? This is step 3. So we'll go for step 4. What we are going to do, the stat value using one sample z test, one sample z test formula. So what is the z, this formula? Yes, I remember this one. Z stat equal to, yes, is it x bar minus mu naught over sigma. Is it okay? If I'm not sure, I'm just going for Google and ask him z test one sample or z test formula. Yes, here it is. This is the sample me. Yeah, this is the one. Yes. Sigma. Yes, it remind me for what? This is the marginal error, right? Do you remember this one in the confidence interval? So you know what is n? This is the standard deviation of the population standard deviation. You have to know each term in your formula. Population standard deviation. What is the value? Okay, what is the value of this one? You are given in the question. It is 2.61, right? So sigma is 2.61. What is n? Yes, I'm counting this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
35.
35. Okay. So what is mu naught? This is the value I'm going to compare with. He asking me compare it with what? 29. So mu naught is 29. What's x bar? Yes, using your calculator. Do you have your calculator?
Yes.
Can you find x bar for me, please? Do you know how to do that?
Yes.
Go for mode. Go for stat. Go for one variable. You will have a window to input your x. Write the first value 25. If you go for the rows, you go press equal and write the rest. After you finish, press AC, and then you will go for shift and 4 and go for variable again and go for x bar and press equal to give me the x bar value.
It is 29.185.
29?
Yes.
0.1857.
Yes. Yeah, give me the 4-digit, please.
29.1857.
Thank you very much. Okay. Now you are ready. Can you substitute here to give me the Z stat? So you are writing X bar 29.1857 minus 29 over sigma's 2.61 over root square of 35. You have to put this one between bracket in your calculator, otherwise you will get a wrong answer. Catch it? Please try to practice during the lecture, just to leave the information stick to you. What's the value?
0.4209.
Thank you so much. This is the Z stat. Now we have to take the decision in step 5. So we are going to compare what? We compare the Z stat, which was what? 0.4209. With what? Yes, with Z critical. I do have 1 or 2. Hello. So it is better to have a graph like this one. And I said I have 2 sample, 2 tail or 1 tail. I have 2 tail. One of them, one of them is minus 1.96 and the other one is positive 1.96. This is my critical value here. Now let's go for our stat value. Our stat value will lies where? This is a 0. I know this is a 0 position here. 0.0, yes, it will be roughly here. So this is my critical value, my Z stat, sorry. Before my critical value, Z stat, 0.4209. So it lies in the acceptance area or the rejection area. So this one, yes, this is lies on the acceptance area of H naught. So it means you will accept H naught. What's H naught says? H naught says, to write my summary, the average height is 29. So my conclusion or my summary now in step 6, the summary, which is most important in any research. So the average height equal to 29. If I reject this one, I will write the alternative hypothesis, right? Catch it?
Yes, doctor.
Okay, let's go for the next question. So I solved the 6 steps here, right? Now I'll go for the next question. If you are given here any data for different clinics in any hospital, and he's asking you this question. Question number 2. I'm asking myself first, are you given sigma or not? I have one sample or two sample?
Two sample.
Two
Two
sample.
sample.
Okay. Fine. This is the first thing. Sigma is given or not?
No.
Not given. What does it mean, this one? You go for what?
We will use t-test.
T-test, yes. So I'll go for two sample t-test, right? Fine. And you have
Yes.
alpha, and inshallah we'll see you with the t-test next lecture. Okay? Do you have any question?
No, thank you, Doctor.
No,
We
Doctor.
understand.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. See you inshallah next lecture.
Thank you, Doctor.
Thank you.